G'day guys, welcome back. I've done it again. I had 12 cars and you guys would have seen the last video I got rid of one. Now we're back to 12. Here she is. This is my new 1989 R31 Ti Auto. Front end has been swapped to a GX front end, so front bonnet and grille. Also has GX steelies on it, but the rest of the car is quite mint. You can see by the interior. The tan colored interior, which is immaculate, absolutely immaculate. Just needs a clean. Now this car has been sitting in my friend's front yard for about 3 years now and hasn't run since then. So she's a non-runner. I think it won't take much at all to get her running. So my friend bought this car about 5 years ago and he wanted to turn it into just a nice streeter. He bought a manual conversion for it, just never got around to finishing it. So he ended up buying an Evo, and then when he bought the Evo, he just put this in his front lawn and just left it there and forgot about it. So I have been trying to buy this car off him for so freaking long, and he finally just said, hey, you know, I want it to go to a better home, I want someone to have some use of it, you know, come pick it up, take it, do whatever. At the time, he said it was running and driving, so we sort of agreed on a price a long time ago, and then I initially was trying to get rid of one car just to get some room and drive this back home. Fast forward to 3 days ago, I went over and this car has just won't run. So one thing this car really needed back in the day was the starter motor was conking out on it, didn't really want to work. So he threw me another starter in with it, and we tried to get it running the other day, and fuel pump's dead, no starter, just won't even click, no matter how hard you hit the solenoid. So this is going to turn into a will it run series, so probably the next video we'll do a will it run on it. So this video we're just going to pretty much go over it and show you exactly what we've gotten ourselves into and what I'm going to do with it. I have no idea yet. This is one of those cars where I just dived into it and I have no freaking clue what's going on. But my word guys, this is one of the cleanest 31s that I've picked up in a very, very, very long time. Now if you guys know me and know my channel, you know that I have another one of these. I have a red one, a street slash drift car, and I've kind of always deep down wanted another one just to have like a nice, clean, original, what would have been from the factory 31. Now before we get into it, I know you're probably dying to know, how much did you pick this thing up for? Now me and my mate originally agreed on a price back in the day, and then obviously because it's not running, I got it for a little bit cheaper. Now I have said before, this is the most I've ever paid for a 31, and years ago, going about 5 or 6 years ago, I had a Ti exactly the same as this, but it was completely original. Still had the Ti wheels, still had the Ti grille, and this car really brought me back to that car because I loved it so much. And back then I got that car for about 600 bucks. You guys probably remember that I've had about 11 of these cars. This is, I think, number 11 now. Back then I never paid anywhere over $1,000 for a 31, no matter how clean it was. That was just the prices of the times back then. So this car ended up getting a good deal because TIs in this condition roughly go for around 5 to 7 grand from what I've seen online. So this car is all pretty much complete. I'll get inside it all once I stop yapping, but we're missing a few things like boot trims and stuff you'll see in a minute. So I ended up paying 2.5 grand for this car. Now we agreed on I think 3.4k when it was running. I ended up getting it for 2.5. So I was really wrapped with that because the money that I was going to spend on the car itself, I can put into, you know, new fuel pump. I've got Ti wheels out the back with center caps to go on it, so it's going to be all original. But yeah, this car, I keep saying it, is amazingly clean. Now it's been sitting out the front. He hasn't touched it for 3 years and it hasn't ran, so it's dirty, it's got crap on it, it's got all this shit that we got to wash off of it, droppings, tree sap, so we really got to get that off so it doesn't eat into the paint. The only thing it really has is some little spots like here. There's some slight bubbling. Has it on the door here. It's very common for this color. My old Ti had it exactly the same, and I think on the front of the guard here is the last spot, and that's it on the whole car. That's it on the entire vehicle. But yeah, you can really tell when you get to the front. You can probably see the mark. I pushed it up the driveway. Don't worry, I put a tire in between, but I had to push up the driveway with the XL. You can see all the dirt here. Now the reason I had to push it with the XL is because this handbrake here, it's been sitting for so long, this handbrake here was completely seized on. So I got behind there, you probably saw, you can't really see, but I've been spraying CRC in there, and there's a spring on the back of them. I've been smacking with a hammer and it's loosened her up. It loosened her up enough, but it still had a bit of resistance while rolling, so we pushed it with the XL. Stock pea shooters and everything, so this has taken me back 2 years ago when I used to get these. You don't see these pea shooters that often. All right, let's get inside. So the stock beige interior, the tan interior, which is absolutely immaculate. I'm missing things like that, but I think I have some spares in my stash. The mirror trim over there I think is in the boot. The headlining is unbelievable. The rear seats are mint. I'm pretty sure he still has the original tape deck for it. He's got a whole heap of spares to give me. Gotta find some blanking caps for the dash. All sorts of stuff in here, wheel nuts. Even got the headphone jacks, beautiful. So right now there's no battery in it. So apparently this car has done 368,000 kilometers, but this motor has been swapped, and this motor has, I think, 160,000 on it, my mate was saying. Also, I have all the books for it, which is good. One thing I haven't seen in a very long time is an R31 owner's manual. Look at that. How cool is that? Oh, it's so cool. I love seeing stuff like this. How cool is it when you get a car with like all the original documentations and everything with it, especially from a car from '89. You know, it's not that old of a car, but it's just cool to have the history with it. Now this car has no rust on it, which is a very, very good thing. Got to pop the hood, so you can really see with the bonnet open how long this car hasn't run for. It is just absolutely covered in dust. We're missing a power steering belt. Apparently the power steering didn't work on this car, so I've got to rectify that. All the lines are all connected, so it could just be needing to be bled up with fluid or something, so got to chase up a belt. The battery is stone dead. That's got absolutely nothing in it, so we have bought a spare battery with us today. But as you can see, it's pretty much dead stock. So this engine isn't the original one from it, so my mate ended up swapping this one in. So yeah, when it was parked about 3 years ago, it ran really nice. So even my mate's dad was saying this car ran really good when it was parked until it's neglection. But if you have a look at the underneath of the bonnet, like just how nice the paint is, it's just amazing. I can't wait to get into this thing. All right, let's go to the butt. I think the boot release doesn't work, so that's why we have a key. If you have a look in the back here, you can see I've already been in here. So we are missing all the boot carpets because they were pretty rat shit when my mate got it, so I have to chase some boot carpets for it. I've already had the pump cover and everything off just to see if we could get the pump going, but the pump is dead. We do have a spare starter over there for it. We've got a new fuel filter to whack in. We also got some no-althane bushes to put in the sway bar. End links. I really don't know what all this nonsense is. One thing that really stands out is just how dry it is in here. A lot of the times these taillight seals go around here where they're siliconed in, and yeah, wow, they're pretty good. Even the spare wheel well, they're really common for rotting out, especially over in that corner over there on the bottom of the quarter. So they're in really good nick. The whole boot itself's in good nick, so it's been well preserved. No water's been getting in. So I'm really happy with how this car is cosmetically. So we just need to get it running. Okie dokie, so I have brought my battery, oh god, from the 180. So hopefully, I don't think this is going to freaking reach because of the polarity's different. So you got to reach over the battery if we go all the way in like that. A positive will, a negative won't. So we got to, I think, put the battery like that. Oh, wants to go. There we go. Okay, so we have power to it now. I'll show you what she's doing. So we're on ignition now, and you can't hear the pump at all. So we've established the pump is dead. So I'm going to put a test light onto the plug and make sure we're getting power from the ignition. And when we go to turn the key, we've got nothing. All the relays clicking, but nothing. So my mate said this starter was going. We've already tried a million times to smack it with a hammer while we turn it over, but I think that starter's gone. So in the next video, we'll change the starter. So one thing we have to really do, which I sort of discovered after pulling it apart. So I've pulled the lines off the return and the feed on the fuel lines. Try and get it off first. Oh God. Anyway, so right now the ignition is on, so that should be pissing out fuel, priming up. The fuel that came out of there is so varnished. It's about 3 years old, so it just smells like pure varnish. Even when I pulled the rear cover off, the fuel varnish smell just hit me in the face. So I'm gonna pop those lines off. There is a fuel drain at the bottom, so I might crack that and drain what's left in the tank. He said there was about 15 litres in there, so I've got to get rid of all of that and then whack a new pump in it. So we'll order that. Everything's here. Got the airbox, airflow meter. I have spares of all this shit inside anyway. The water pump looks fairly new. Hopefully alternator's all good, and obviously our power steering pump as well. We don't know if that works. So right now she's on, so we'll see what works. So first thing I did was make sure we're in park, so we haven't got the inhibitor switch trying to cut us off. I put my foot on the brake. All right, let's see what we got for lights and stuff. So hazards, turn all the lights on. Let's see if they all work. They're all working, awesome. Both tail lights on, or both parkers. That indicator there, both parkers on this one, that indicator there, awesome. Going to this side, do we have corner lights? No, we don't have a corner lights on the guard. We got parkers, we got headlights, we got front bar indicator there. We don't have that front bar indicator there. We have headlights and parkers on this side, and this guard one works. Fantastic. Only a couple of globes to replace, not the end of the world. One thing I love about the TIs is the color coat on the bottom, and then if I paint the black, it should look really nice once we polish this car up. Most lights and indicators and stuff work, which is good. Antenna, let's see if the antenna works. Let's close the boot. So I'm gonna put you guys there. Tell me if the antenna goes up. I think it did. Ha! Look at that. Look at that, the fucking antenna works. No kidding. That's freaking awesome. Alright, let's put it down then. See if it goes down. Hopefully it goes down. That's so good. I don't know why the antenna out of everything made me excited. Now, next thing. Windows. Slow. Slow, but they work. They're auto too. Fantastic. Passenger, yep. Very slow. Passenger rear. Yep, very slow. They're all very slow. They might just need a bit of work. And our passenger left. Yep. That one's a bit quicker going up. No way, this is awesome. All right, okay, horn. Oi! All the buttons work. Awesome. Blower motor. Oh mate, it's a 31, everything freaking works besides the engine. Our mirrors, let's see if our mirrors will adjust. So we'll go right, he's already selected, so let's see. Mirror switch ain't working, we'll try left. Okay, mirror switch is not working, so that might be, it feels a bit janky, so I might have to fix that. Now it has cruise control on the dash, as you can see down here, and it has cruise on the stalk, but we haven't got a cruise control module in the front, so I don't think that's going to work. I would turn the wipers on, but the bonnet is up. We've got a trip computer here, nothing's changing, that's fine. Our oil pressure's through the roof, so this 6-gauge cluster isn't hooked up properly. We have battery voltage, which is quite low. Someone's poorly wrapped this steering wheel as well. So what we really need to do is we need to try get crank, and then once we have a crank, we'll assess fuel supply, and I think that's really it. Now this car was sitting in neutral when I picked it up, so I thought maybe the inhibitor switch is in there. So we'll check to make sure that isn't like stuck on or something. That's probably something to look at. Put the handbrake on as well, even though we're in park. Yeah, so that's pretty much inside, guys. Oh yeah, they all work. Fantastic. This car, she's going to be a runner. I can feel it. Except, oh, it's, hey, LED, you want it to go? Is that door? Does the door sensors work? Let's see if the door sensors work. Does that go off? And no, it does not. Hasn't got a door ajar light on it, because you usually do. Oh no, it's come off now. What the fuck? It turned off. All right, will it open with the door? Hey! Oh, do these fade out, don't they? Is it gonna fade out? I'll be dipped. No way. Shout out to Vice Grip Garage. Oh, I haven't seen what's in here, I haven't opened it. No documents. Fusion. Oh, that's the head unit little bezel thing. There's a gasket. It looks like a brake booster gasket, doesn't it? For like the master and the booster. Up against the firewall. What do we have here? That's a switch of something. That's something. Does that go in here? Is it? No, it's I've got no idea. Oh yeah, that looks like a brake master, like shim or something. I don't know. We've got fuses. Well, first thing we're gonna do is check all the fuses and shit like that. Well, looking over it, we have power to pretty much everything that we need. So we really just need to suss out that starter and fuel pump. So I'll order a pump for it, and then we got to drain the tank. I might do that now actually. We'll drain that fuel tank and see what comes out of it. There is a drain the back right hand here. One thing I didn't even realize after buying the car was we have a tow bar provision and a plug. We can tow with it. We can tow the drift cars to the drift track with another drift car. And I just found in the garage behind the mighty VL Commodore, yes, we're going to get to this thing soon, my tow bar from R31. Woo! I don't know how much it can tow, but we can tow. That's mint. All right, I'm getting too excited. Jesus, fucking birds, having a fucking orgasm over there. All right, to get under the vehicle, we have a drain plug. Is it a 12 mil? Yes, it is. All right, let's try to crack that. Crack that all on the floor. This is gonna stink. I can smell it already. Oh, it's gonna be some yucky varnish. Now, the only car really had that smelt as bad as this was my FDRX7 behind me. That fuel tank, oh my god, that stunk. All right, you ready? Nothing. Oh, poor, I can smell it. Oh, it's disgusting. Whew. That didn't drain out, so that was a bit of a, which is kind of good because we haven't got that much fuel in the car. We'll still have to clean out the tank. I may have to drop the tank and then blow through all the lines from the back of the car to the front with some compressed air and change our fuel filter. So we'll change all of the fuel system, get it all right. So new pump, all that stuff. Next episode, first thing I'll do, actually we might do it now. I might take the fuel pump cradle out of it and just maybe put some 12 volt to that pump and see if it's gonna turn that pump on. All right, first off, I have to apologize. I didn't bring my tripod, so you guys are sort of just sitting there. You might move. So I just cracked these screws, and yeah, we may end up having to replace these lines. Also, I'm very limited with tools here because all my proper tools are at my other place. This fuel line is just cracking, so I think it's gonna go. So if these fuel lines do go, these ones you sort of have to rotate them to break the seal. This one's already broken, I think. Yeah, that one's broken. Right, this one's still stuck on, so it's going. Oh shit. Almost there. Best thing to avoid as well is try not to bend the little outlets. There we go, that's one. Out the way. Go. Oh yeah. Had some. Oh, it smelled. Yeah, we'll have to. Oh god. Yuck. Yuck. Let's go on. I'm having a hemorrhoids while doing this. Or hernia, not hemorrhoids. Maybe both. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Woo. Okay, they're off. That is disgusting. Hopefully get them all off with a screwdriver. That one's going. I think we've only got one so far. It's given us problems, so we just got to put a socket onto it. Okay. Now these bolts, guys, I'll tell you right now, they are so freaking easy to lose, but even easier to strip. That pump cradle will never seal again unless you RTV the fuck out of it. But there is an O-ring that goes around it, and I'll show you what will happen when we pull it out. Usually they stretch and they'll never go back into shape, so I'll have to order one of those as well. I actually might have one inside, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, it's moving. It's good. Now it's just stuck at the back there. There we go. She broke the seal. Now there's a lot of dirt here. I do not want that falling into the tank. You have to sort of, yeah, just wiggle them out because the sender's going to get caught everywhere. Oh, there is actually still quite a bit of fuel in the tank. I think what I've got to do is jack up the car because a lot of it's in the swirl pot, so it goes in that back corner. So get him out, and then our sender unit. That stinks. Oh my god. Oh, no wonder the pump's dead. It's still sitting in that. Well, that's the unit out. There's a plug up there. We just undo and pull that whole lot out. God, I gotta get out of here. God, I'm getting high. I wanna get high. I've worked on a lot of old cars before where the fuel's varnished, but this one just hits different. I think I might have just a spare fuel pump on my shelf somewhere where I could actually pump all that shit out. But it's not coming out of the drain at the bottom. So I reckon what we have to do, I haven't got my jack here, but jack up the front of the car so all that fuel goes to the back and comes out the drain. Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. That's not hard though. Oh well. All right, I'll pull this whole pump assembly out and have a look at it. Well, after a lot of mucking around, and now I have a migraine, we have the pump out. So this is the beast here. Now I've labeled plus and minus on the other side. So I'm gonna hook 12 volts straight to it. I wanna see if she roars into life. Hopefully it doesn't, so we can establish that our pump's dead, but I'm gonna replace this anyway, because this was sitting in that old varnished fuel. I had to cut the line in the middle here, so we're just gonna make another one. going to the pump, because that was all just decayed, and one of the hose clamps I pulled off as well, wherever the hell I threw it. This is supposed to have a sock on the end of it as well. See that little thing sticking out the bottom? I don't know what that is. That might be in the tank. Oh God, I just sprayed fuel on me, for God's sake. So I'm going to hook 12 volt up, and hopefully it doesn't explode. And hopefully it doesn't run either, so we know the pump's dead. So let's have a suss. So it's got minus. It's got power. Okay, it should be running. Pump's dead. Okay, cool. So 12 volt to the pump. She's dead. New pump to order. Not too hard. So we know the pump's dead. We've established that. Good. So we're going to replace the pump. We're going to flush out all this fuel system. Replace this fuel filter. I've got an air compressor, so we'll blow all the lines out. Yeah, hopefully in the next video, she can roar into life. I'm so keen for this car. Well, now it's towards the end of the video. Probably going to be asking me what the hell are you going to be doing in this car. So as I said before, guys, I just want to have something on the road that's a nice example of what one of these would look like when they roll off the production line. I'd like to have it all factory spec, maybe tint the windows a bit darker, put the TI stockers. I'll show you actually, I've got TI stockies out the back. Now they do have blown tyres on them. If we come out to my stash in the backyard here, now I can't remember where my TIs are. I think they're, oh, there's one. There's the TI. You can see the tyres are blown because we use them as skidders. But I have 4 TI wheels, and I have these center caps to go with them as well. But yeah, so whack the TI wheels back on. If I could find a TI front end, it's only the grille. So if you have a look, actually up here, there's a little mount where the honeycomb grille actually would mount to up here. I think this is still a TI bonnet latch, because I think they're slightly different, because it sits a little higher up. But yeah, put the TI stockers on it. These tyres need to be aired up. Guys, I don't know about you, I don't really name my cars besides the Patrol. I call it Chungus because it's so big. But this car, I don't know, this car looks like a Laurence to me. Feels like its name should be Laurence. So I think I'm going to call it Laurence the 31. What do you guys think? I think Laurence. It looks like a Laurence. Lorenzo. Nah, Laurence. Laurie, call it Laurie the 31, Laurence. I also might have another plan. So if we go back to the VL again, we have an RB box. So this is an R31 RB30 manual box just sitting here. I do have the clutch and firewheel for it somewhere, so I'm thinking maybe manual conversion. Just need a pedal box, tail shaft. I think that's it. Pedal box, tail shaft, shifter, and we can make ourselves a manual TI as a daily. I reckon that would be pretty cool. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you think I should do with it? I don't want to turbo it. I kind of want to leave it as factory as possible. The other one's going to be boosted anyway, so there's not really any point having two of the same thing. But I think this is a good fixer-upper and get this one back on the road like she deserves to be. So I'm gonna leave this one here. So I'm gonna order a fuel pump for her, and next video will be will it run? So I'm excited for that. So hopefully the varnish fuel hasn't destroyed our injectors or anything. So without further ado, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this has inspired you to go out there and find a cool cheap car to do up. So I hope you enjoyed this this little beast in front of me here. Make sure to subscribe if you like my my videos, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.